My life used to be counted in measures of four. 4 bars to an arpeggio, 4 beats to a waltz, 4 soft kisses on my husband Daniel's temple when he finished tuning my piano. Then a stroke hijacked the metronome. One August dawn, I reached to shut off the alarm and found my right arm wouldn't answer. Inside my skull, static, sparks, then darkness. 36 hours later, I woke in ICU, tongue thick with copper, Daniel's face blurring between terror and hope. The doctor's verdict struck pianissimo, but felt fortissimo. Right side paralysis, 10% chance of fine motor recovery. Translation: the Steinway Daniel restored for our golden anniversary would remain silent. Our duets, he whistling, I playing, would become memories collecting dust like unused sheet music. For days, hospital sounds replaced symphonies. IV pumps instead of pedals. One night he whispered, "The house has never been this quiet." His voice cracked. Mine couldn't answer. On my bedside table sat a music box our granddaughter gifted me years ago. When Daniel wound it, the melody wobbled, Claire de Lune, and I felt something spark in the stillness of my useless fingers. The song sounded wrong without my accompaniment, as if half its colors were missing. Daniel's eyes filled. He snapped the lid shut. In that silence, I made a promise. Not just to me, but to him, I will play again. Maybe not flawlessly, maybe not whole pieces, but enough to bring color back into his quiet. Because if love could survive broken vows, surely music could survive broken nerves. So began the slowest crescendo of my 85 years. Teaching a hand that couldn't hold a spoon to coax ivory keys, and proving that a melody stitched together with stubbornness can still fill a room with sunlight. Rehab smelled of antiseptic and defeat until I rolled in my own perfume of sheet music paper and peppermint oil. They assigned me room 14, single bed, window facing the parking lot, therapy schedule taped above the call button. I taped something else beside it, a faded photocopy of Debussy's Arabesque No. 1, the piece Daniel first heard me play in 1958. Morning routine: 6 a.m. vitals, lukewarm oatmeal, then occupational therapy. OT bay looked like a kindergarten classroom for broken adults. Bright blocks, foam balls, pegboards. My therapist, Aisha, greeted me with a conductor's baton tucked behind her ear. "You're my maestro," she said. "We'll start with finger lifts." Finger lifts? I'd once spanned a 10th with ease. Now my thumb twitched like a metronome gone mad. But Aisha kept time. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift, hold, release. Each successful millimeter earned a smile as rich as a standing ovation. Afternoons belonged to speech therapy and cardio, but I bargained 15 extra minutes in the OT bay if I finished treadmill drills. Aisha agreed, wheeling out an electronic keyboard no wider than a clipboard. We called it Pocket Steinway. She velcroed a stylus to my index finger. I tapped C major scales, clumsy Morse code spelling hope. Daniel visited nightly, carrying stories about the garden. The hydrangeas refusing to bloom, the neighbor's cat napping on the piano bench. He hid fatigue behind anecdotes, but his pauses carried rests of sorrow. Before leaving, he wound the music box, its tinny melody now a metronome for my promise. I mouthed along silently, eyelids conducting invisible phrases. At home, our living room became silent museum. Mahogany Steinway draped in dust cloth. Daniel dusting picture frames instead of strings. Neighbors dropped casseroles, whispered prayers. None pierced the hush that settled between metronome ticks left unwound. Back in rehab, I curated sensory armor. Lavender sachet to calm pulse before fine motor drills. Earbuds piping Glenn Gould's Bach for timing tasks. Photographs of our first recital propped on the windowsill, reminding me posture mattered even in a wheelchair. 3 months, stylist graduated to custom 3D printed brace, holding a rubber mallet. We progressed from single notes to simple chords. My brain fired new synapses. Aisha called them neural jam sessions. Pain accompanied progress, electric zaps in shoulder, phantom tingles in fingertips. But music dulled pain solo. One evening, Daniel arrived early. Aisha nudged me to demonstrate heart and soul duet. Right hand pounded childlike melody. Left hand, still healthy, provided bass. Daniel's laugh cracked wide open. That laugh fertilized determination. I would not just play a song, so was teaching paralyzed muscle to dance. Yet here we were, first steps already choreographed. Discharge day arrived with spring rain and cardboard boxes of adaptive gear. Aisha sent me home with sheet music binder labeled Repertoire of Second Chances. Inside, scales, etudes, simplified Debussy score annotated in neon highlighter. Our living room transformed into Studio Revev, Daniel's rebrand. Steinway rolled forward on carpet sliders, dust cloth folded ceremonial. Camera tripod set for progress recording. Physio-approved chair with lateral supports replaced antique bench, foot pedal fitted with toe strap for left foot control. Morning sessions began at 7 a.m. sharp, 5 minutes shoulder loosening with resistance bands. 10 minutes on digital keyboards velocity sensitivity training. Safe 15 minutes slow tempo, hand exercises, right hand only. Daniel brewed Colombian roast, sat beside me offering page turns and pep talks spiced with dad jokes. My right hand remained stubborn, ring finger curled inward, pinky numb. Chord voicing sounded like typewriter crashes. Frustration peaked day 12. I slammed keyboard lid, tears spilling. Daniel gently reopened it, laid his own shaking hand, age not stroke, over mine. Every sour note is a stepping stone, he said. Voice as fragile as first snow. We pressed one key together. Middle C hummed forgiveness. Technology joined band, tablet app mapping finger strength. Haptic glove delivering micro vibrations to wake dormant nerves. I practiced two-note slurs, glove buzzing encouragement like bee pollinating blossom. Progress incremental. By week 6, I could play Happy Birthday at half speed. Messy but recognizable. Granddaughter streamed it to Aisha, who responded with Gaia for fireworks. Yet Debussy loomed mountain high. Right-hand arpeggios cast 3 months in, plateau struck. Synaptic fireworks fizzled. Fingers stalled. Motivation sagged. Daniel proposed field trip. Symphony matinee. Box seats accommodated wheelchair. Orchestra performed Ravel's Pavane. Solo horns soared. I felt chest swell. Music's river still flowing, waiting for me downstream. Plateau cracked. Will overflowed again. Back home, I recorded practice sessions, analyzing frame by frame like sports replay. I noticed tension in the shoulder causing missed notes. Corrective stretching inserted. Small victories returned. Clean 2-octave glissando, first mezzo piano without clunk. 6 weeks to anniversary, Daniel surprised me with floor-length gown order confirmation. Emerald silk, claiming it complemented Steinway's sheen. His eyes held expectation, not doubt. Pressure transformed into metrical adrenaline. Dress rehearsal scheduled a week early. Audience, Daniel, Aisha, via video, 2 nosy cats. I rolled to piano, flexed glove, inhaled. Opening measures shaky but intact. Arpeggios nearly fluid. Final cadence landed softly. Silence, then Daniel's tears matched my own. Aisha clapped through screen, declaring performance stage ready after tempo smoothing. We set anniversary evening for home recital. Candlelight, close friends, phone streaming to family afar. I polished each measure until muscle memory purred. Nightmares of forgetting notes eased as confidence crescendoed. Anniversary night, house imbued with rosewood and jasmine candles. Guests filed in, murmuring around framed photos of our younger selves at the grand. Daniel wheeled me to piano. Gowns shimmered, brace painted gold to match. Camera livestream blinked green. Grandson texted, "Sound check good." I rested left foot on pedal strap, right hand hovering uncertain yet determined. I addressed audience. This piece was the first conversation Daniel and I ever had. It's time we speak it again. Breath. Silence thick. I began. Intro chords resonated, pedals sustaining river of memory. Right hand launched arpeggio. First 4 notes crystalline, 5th clipped but recovered. I focused on phrasing, ebb, flow, let melody breathe. Midsection demanded finger independence. Index rebelled, striking wrong key, discord, gasps. I paused microsecond, channeled Aisha's mantra, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Restarted measure slower, every note blooming this time. Daniel leaned forward, eyes glossy, lips mouthing counts. Bridge approached, dynamic swell. Left hand surged, right hand followed in waterfall run. Glove hummed, quick pulses, guiding articulation. Final page, soft arpeggio decrescendo into whispering chord. I held last note until its vibration melded with heartbeats in room. Hands lifted. Hush lingered like twilight before stars ignite. Applause erupted, not thunderous, reverent, tear-streaked. Daniel stood with Walker help, crossing few steps to embrace me. Camera captured moment. Chat exploded with heart emojis. We rolled to center where microphone awaited. Daniel spoke, voice trembling. Her song returned music to a life that thought it had heard its last encore. Guests wept openly. I clutched his hand, pulse syncing with new cadence of shared resilience. Encore, audience demanded. I smiled, opted for simpler piece, heart and soul duet. Daniel's good hand plus my recovering one. 4 hands, 2 hearts, 1 bench. Laughter replaced tears as cats meowed accompaniment. That night, after guests left, Daniel removed glove, massaged tired fingers. We sat in candle glow. He whispered, "When your right hand slipped, I saw courage write the next note." We listened to quiet hum of house, no longer silence but rest between movements. Playing again altered more than nerves. It retuned our entire life. Physical health, haptic therapy pushed neuroplasticity. Neurologists documented 60% dexterity return, remarkable for age. Blood pressure improved. Chest capacity increased from diaphragmatic breathing on sustained notes. Mental landscape transformed. Depression post-stroke lifted. Relationship dynamic revived. Daniel no longer caretaker only. He became duet partner, stage manager, PR agent. We scheduled weekly music dates, sight-reading new repertoire, sipping chamomile, rating performances by giggle count. Family ripple. Granddaughter began piano lessons. Grandson built 3D printed adaptive accessories for other stroke survivors. Aisha invited me to OT conference. I demonstrated glove device, inspiring therapists to incorporate musical goals. Community Echo. Library hosted second chance concerts, spotlighting seniors re-engaging with abandoned arts. First event drew local news. Segment ended with clip of my performance. Caption, hope in half notes. Financially modest but meaningful. We self-published sheet music booklet, Left Hand, Right Heart. Proceeds donated to Stroke Recovery Arts Fund. Greatest consequence, identity shift. I'm no longer defined by what was lost. I'm defined by what I chose to relearn. Every time finger hesitates, I recall room filled with candlelight and applause. And I push past hesitation into possibility. It's late. Moonlight spills across ivory keys, painting them with the same soft sheen as Daniel's silver hair. My right hand rests on middle C, fingers tired but alive. I press gently. Note rings. House listens. I realized music never left. I did. All I did was follow its echo back home, guided by love's metronome. If your own hand, voice, or dream lies silent after calamity, hear my encore. Begin with 1 note. Even if it clunks, even if pain underlines each press, 1 note becomes 2. 2 a phrase a lifetime rewoven. And if you stand beside someone whose instruments are broken, be their audience of 1. Applaud the shaky scales. Celebrate the wrong key that proves they tried. Love, like music, needs only ears willing to listen. Subscribe for more late-life cadenzas, like this story if a chord resonated inside you, and share in the comments the melody you yearn to play again, literal or metaphorical. Because somewhere a grand piano waits under dust cloth, a paintbrush sleeps in turpentine, a bicycle leans rusting. Their silence isn't destiny, it's a pause. And pauses, my dear, are just breaths between notes, ready for the music of your next beginning.